Hey there, and welcome to another episode of InMaricopa.com Spotlight. Today we have Sara Troyer, the Director of the Chamber of Commerce. Sara, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we want to get the community a little more informed about your background and sort of the role of the Chamber of Commerce here in Maricopa. So can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
So I have been the Chamber Director for, almost a year now, so it's been since April. I came originally over from MCE. I worked over there for 2 years as the Marketing Director. And prior to that, I was at ASU in school. I ran a business here in Maricopa. I did some residential cleaning. And I've been in Maricopa for 12 years, so it's been significant. From a small town in Wisconsin, but Arizona is definitely home now, so
Nice.
I'm happy to be here.
So did your role at the MCE, did that sort of come about by perhaps their involvement in helping your business grow?
Not at all, actually. It was a very odd chance. I came back from a summer internship. I'd originally going to school more the medical route. I really wanted to be a doctor. And I was finishing up a dental internship in Wisconsin, came back for the summer, and I really needed a job. And I was looking around, and at that point I'd switched to online school. So I had all this free time during the day, and I'm like, I really want to get back into the business. I kind of, I've always gravitated toward that. Someone that I had gone to school with said, hey, I have a job opening. It might be perfect for you. Maybe you should go talk to the guy who's there. I said, sure, kind of wandered into MCE, had an interview, and he called me back the next week and said, hey, you want to work here? And that was right when they were switching over to new director. So I really had no experience with them before at all. And started 20 hours a week, and then it just grew and grew, and eventually, I got some experience under my belt, became the marketing director somehow, and started full-time, went around the country, did some speaking and et cetera, and it just snowballed from there.
Wow, very interesting. So what are your thoughts on the new director of the MCE, Quentin?
Quentin is fantastic. I think he brings some fresh ideas into Maricopa. He's worked a lot in Scottsdale area and like North Phoenix and with the startup world there, which is very different from the business climate here. So that's going to be interesting to see how he transitions. I think he's really making an effort, meeting people, going around and getting used to the community, connecting with the business owners. And I think he's got some really exciting changes planned for MCE, and I'm excited to see what 2017 will bring for them.
Great. What do you think 2017 is going to bring for the Chamber? What kind of plans do you have?
That's a good question. So I've got a lot of plans. That was one of my big things from coming in here. I really would love to see the Chamber become more of an economic development powerhouse. I'm not one for saying no to things as long as it fits the mission. And right now we've got a brand new board this year. We're working on building up a strategic plan. Our first one since probably 2007 is what I can find. So I for what I know, it's going to be the first one in quite a few years, 10 years. I think for the most part we're growing, steady growth. From what I can see, I know that business owners, if they're doing business in Maricopa, they're doing it for two reasons. One, because they want to work where they live, and they're really concerned about that, so they're going to do whatever it takes to make it work. And two is really that they're passionate about Maricopa, and they see something in Maricopa, they see a need, they want to be here, they see something in Maricopa, they just don't know how to make it work. And we have many challenges. Our retail space is significantly higher priced than other areas of town.
And whenever you get these organizations here in town, how do you get them involved with the Chamber?
That's also a great question. So I think the most important part for us, and what I've really been working on, is pushing our events forward, pushing our mission forward and saying, hey, we're here as a resource for you. And when your question about MCE came in, I think that's what we really want to be as a chamber, is build our resource, bucket, as it were, so that we can connect people with who they need to see when they walk in these doors. And then also the outward facing, go out and provide a sense of credibility to their business. If you're involved in the Chamber of Commerce traditionally, maybe not so much with the millennial business owners because the chambers are a little bit more foreign to them. But traditionally, if you're involved in a Chamber of Commerce, it's a stamp on your business that you're valid, you're here, you're working, you're licensed, you're all good to go.
Would you say that the recent passage of the minimum wage increase in Arizona is going to affect that growth negatively or positively?
I think short term, the business owners are feeling that it's going to be very detrimental to them. I think, though, it's for a reason that it's too much too soon. And that's the sentiment I'm hearing a lot, where it's like, we weren't given not enough time to plan for this. It's a pretty steep increase, steep in the world of businesses when you're dealing dollar for dollar. A restaurant business, a dollar is every cent counts. So those kind of things, I think short term, yes, the business owners are going to see it as a struggle. But ultimately, I think if a business is really a truly successful small business with a positive cash flow, they'll figure out how to make it work. They'll figure out what they need to do to make the changes, and they'll roll with the punches. That's part of entrepreneurship.
What's your personal outlook on the future, near and distant, and what do you hope to see in the city of Maricopa and for the state abroad?
Bringing jobs into Maricopa, getting people to shop here and shop local is one of the main goals for the chamber, and then working on our strategic plan and kind of internally what we can do for our members. But we're on a steady path to growth. We have challenges. We've got the 347, the floodplain. We're not on the main I-10 like Casa Grande is, but we can continue the growth pattern. I think the leadership in our city is really, really good right now. I think they're building us on a great path. I think they're passionate. So Maricopa I'm very confident about. And our housing market's picking up too, so that's a plus. People are still moving here, they still want to be here, so that's huge. And then statewide, I'm so involved and invested in Maricopa that I don't want to speak for the state, but I see a lot of good things coming for Arizona. So especially in the major metropolitan area, just the way that startups are happening and the businesses that are moving in, the kind of tech growth that we see, I think in a few years we may be Austin, Texas or something like that. So maybe 10 years, 10 or 15 years, but kind of moving towards that kind of environment. A lot of people are moving in. We've got great housing prices and we've got a lot of space to build. So
very cool. Being from Texas, I would love to see another Austin. But I think that about does it for us here at InMaricopa.com Spotlight. Again, this is Sara Troyer with the city's Chamber of Commerce, and I'm Mason Callejas. Thanks for watching.
Thank you, Mason.